What's going on, YouTube world? Austin Lewis here, coming to you guys live with oh man, I'm fired up. Another YouTube video. And in this video, that's right, my boy Seth's over there closing deals. Seth, you closed a deal?
I sure did, man.
That's right.
I sure did.
In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the 2 types of ATM businesses. Now, before I even jump into this, come on, ladies and gentlemen, make sure and go smash that like button. Go subscribe to your boy because your boy needs some more subscribers and I am thirsty. Now that you've subscribed, I appreciate that. But diving into the 2 things, the 2 different types of ATM businesses that I'm going to share with you guys. Now, before I even get started in this, I want to share with you guys, we have done both ways. Heck, we still do both ways and types of the ATM business. Hopefully you guys got a pen and paper out and are ready to take some notes because this, what I'm about to share with you guys, is very, very valuable. Number 1, first type of way of an ATM business is 1, you own the ATM machine, and 2, you load it. Now, Austin, what does that mean? Of course I load it, of course I own it. What that traditionally means for those of you that are listening and tuning in is that means you now have technically considered a business that you run, but yet it is also still a job. Now, a lot of you guys are like, Austin, what the heck do you mean? Because you're in the ATM business and you own and you load some of the machines. You guys are absolutely correct. You guys are absolutely right. I'm just going to share with you guys the 2 types of different ways. What we prefer, what we currently do, and how it's actually currently done. Personally, we have 10 machines that we own, 10 machines that we load. Those 10 machines are our best producing ATM machines in our entire portfolio. We now then own 90 other machines that we do not load, that we just own. So we make $1 or $2 or $3 a transaction, depending on the transaction or depending on the surcharge, minus what we give the business, if we give the business anything at all. A lot of you haters out there are like, man, Austin, how do you guys not give the business nothing? Listen, my guys are trained salesmen and they do not give anything to the business. Seth just closed a deal where she's gonna go all cash for $2 a transaction at a surcharge ATM, and guess what? It's your boy's 100% profit. That's right. Now, then we have to pay somebody to then load our machines, whether it's 75 cents a transaction or $1 a transaction. Somebody else loads it with their money, their cash, and now they have a financial interest in the ATM business or in that particular ATM. Now, to dive into both different ways, which one's better, which one might be able to fit your goals just a little bit more, I'll share with you guys that. The first route, you own the ATM and you load the ATM. The positive side of things about that is you make majority of the surcharge. Why? Because you're not going to be giving $1 or 75 cents to that person that's actually going out there and loading the machine for you. Now, what the downside to that is, if your ATM gets a bill jam, then guess who has to go fix it? You do. If your ATM needs to be loaded, guess who's got to go load that ATM machine? You do. Now, obviously, you guys are aware that you are going to be able to make that much more money because $1 transaction, it's sometimes worth an extra couple $100 a month. Sometimes it's worth an extra $400 or $500 a month, depending on how much transactions that your ATM does. Does that make sense? So the positive side of things to that side of the business is you now then are able to make majority of the profits. Diving into the second way. The second way is a little bit more passive. The second way is a little bit more like real estate, okay? Now I understand that you guys are like, Austin, what would be the downside of this? The downside to this entire thing is that you're going to be making less money. Now, as you guys saw in one of my previous videos, I talked about how at scale your ATM business makes sense regardless of the transaction amount, regardless of the surcharge, because at scale, this ATM business makes nothing but sense. Now, what is the downside of this, the side of you just owning the machine and somebody else loading it? The downside is that you will make less profit. The downside is that you will be relying on somebody else to go load your ATM machine. Now, obviously you guys know we're not giving people a percentage of the ATM. We're giving them a percentage every single transaction that it does. So instead of them just making 10% of the gross overall revenue, they're making 75 cents to $1 a transaction, every single transaction with my ATM portfolio. So that financially has them invested just enough when there is a bill jam that they go actually fix the bill jam themselves. Now, for those of you that are like, Austin, I don't understand the two. The first way, you own and you load, you gotta make sure the ATM's working, you gotta make sure the ATM doesn't have a bill jam, you gotta make sure that the ATM is loaded and filled. The second way, you guys just own the ATM. You do not load the ATM with your cash. You just own the real estate, you own the contract, and you now make your money, make more money by having money. It is an absolute simple, most passive way to earn money in the ATM business. This second way, you are now able to go to Cabo, go to Greece, go to Monaco, go to Mexico, and sip pina coladas on the beach or on the back of a yacht in Ibiza because you are now not worried about going and filling your ATM machines. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to understand that we do have it both ways. We do have machines that we load and make 100% of the surcharge, and there are 90 of our machines that honestly we just own. We just own the contracts and we just own the paperwork. Now, depending on your guys' goals, depending on the entire portfolio of your ATM business, which route do you think is more expensive to an actual investor that wants to come in and take and acquire your ATM company? The one where they have to do the work, or the one where they just let the money work for them? You guys are correct. You guys answered your own question. The one that is more passive makes more sense, again, at scale in this business. That way you are not worrying about loading 50 machines and having, 50 machines times $2,000 per machine, having $100,000 just sitting in the machines, where you just now own the machines and make a percentage of the surcharge, majority of the percentage of the surcharge, because you put up the money for the ATM and you got the contract. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the two types of ways an ATM business can work. Those are a couple of ways that we have our personal portfolio, again, sitting at 100 ATMs, 10 of them that which we load. We load them for you guys. We load them because you guys like to see that. You guys like videos on that. We have 90 machines that we just simply own the contracts to, and actually own the machines outright, and have other individuals load that either one, want to get into the ATM business, or two, have extra capital, or three, they work for us. One of the two. What's more expensive? What's going to be a more fulfilling way is the more passive route. Again, you guys got to understand, when you guys are getting started in the business, that is going to be a little less money for you, but at scale, it's going to make 100%. Just a quick shout out to my boy Melvin. He just purchased 20 ATM machines with us, including contracts. Melvin, if you are watching this, I just want to congratulate you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tag him on my Instagram this week. Guy is an absolute stud, invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into this ATM business, and he is absolutely going to murder it in 2020. Now, hopefully you guys got value in this video. Make sure, if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. Go subscribe to your boy if you haven't already, because I dropped some value for you guys, and some of you guys weren't even thinking about that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. Austin Lewis here, and we'll see you guys in another video.